Happy minute time! Hey, welcome back to Michelle's Minutes, that short video where I dish out a ton of tips so that you can get cooking right now and feeling your best. I get this question all the time. People ask me at least 3 times a week, have you always cooked? They have this vision of me, 3 years old in the kitchen, begging my mom to teach me how to make matzo ball soup. And let me just tell you, it was not that easy. In fact, I'm pretty sure Mama Cabes is still scratching her head wondering how her daughter ended up as a chef. I used to be the pickiest eater. I used to hate food unless it was mac and cheese, chocolate covered pretzels, or some kind of pizza. I did not want to be anywhere near the kitchen. In fact, food used to be my greatest foe. It was my enemy. It was the thing that haunted me the most. Anytime I was happy, anytime I was sad, anytime I was super duper stressed or anxious or just couldn't deal with life or shit was hitting the fan, I turned to food. Food was the thing that I always thought about. You know that conversation when you're hungry and someone's talking to you and all you can see is pizza slices in their eye? I was on a constant yo-yo of unhealthy eating to quick food fixes. I was super addicted to sugar. I was binge eating in private because I was super unhappy in my life and super disconnected from all the things that made my heart beat. And that's something that I really want to talk to you about today is some of the most important foods that I eat to be healthy. And I'm not going to talk about almond butter or quinoa. Nope, I am here to talk about some of the primary foods that I have in my life that make me healthy. And they're not what you might think. The first thing that is super important is sunshine. Now, I live in New York City and sunshine is kind of hard to come by. We have a lot of buildings. Have you seen the skyline? But getting sunshine and vitamin D at least every other day, if not every day, has kept me alive and sane. I've also done a video on the importance of vitamin D and how that affects our mood and health. It is scientifically proven that vitamin D is important for our overall health and well-being. And vitamin D is one of the #1 foods that I need to be getting if I have any shot at being healthy. The second thing is movement. That's right, movement. You'll notice that I'm not saying the word exercise. I am not talking about going to the gym and pumping iron. And you know what? If that's how you move, and sometimes that's how I move, then that is freaking awesome. But I am just talking about moving in any way. It can be a walk around the block. It could be throwing on some tunes and dancing in the kitchen. That's right, I do that all the time. It's actually my favorite way to cook because it just makes everything a little bit more fun. I love dancing. I love jumping up and down like a little kid. I mean, moving in any way possible is such amazing medicine for your body. Find something that you love, whatever that is, and just get moving. Just do what makes your heart sing. Life is short, get moving. The third thing is kind of racy, but I'm just gonna go there. The third food that I thrive off of is pleasure. Boom, chicka, boom, boom. Now, people get nervous when we talk about pleasure. They think we're getting all X-rated, and if you're into that stuff, I mean, we're human, right? That is totally cool. Pleasure can be in so many different forms. It can be feeling the sunshine on your face. It can be rolling the window down in the car and feeling the wind in your hair. It can be taking your puppy for a walk through the park. It can be holding a baby and hearing the baby laugh. I know that sounds creepy because I don't have kids, but I get pleasure out of that. I used to rely on food as my #1 pleasure. Does that mean that I don't get pleasure out of food now? Of course not. Food gives me so much pleasure, but it's not my #1 pleasure anymore. There are so many things that I get joy and pleasure out of. A cup of tea in the morning, journaling at night, I just love to feel this luxurious pleasure wash all over my body, and I know how good other people feel when they have that too. And last but definitely not least, spirituality. Now, for some people, this means going to church and having a faith and religion. For others, this means believing that there's something bigger than themselves. For others, this is just a quiet time to tune within. It doesn't matter what your spiritual practice is, it just matters that you have one. My spiritual practice literally looks different every day of the year. Sometimes I like to sit in meditation, other times I like to go to religious services. Other days, it's as simple as writing in a journal. That's all it takes. Just connecting within, connecting to something other than the crazy thoughts in my head. I am able to feed my soul on so many levels that there is no amount of food that can ever fill that hole. My spirituality is what gives me my foundation so that every other area of my life feels fed. I have loved sharing all of my favorite foods with you, and I hope that there is something in this video that has resonated with you. If any of this sounds delightful, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. This is the place to be. You will never ever miss a video update. And I want to hear from you. How do you stay nourished and well fed in all areas of your life? Let me know in the comments below. I cannot wait to hear from each and every one of you. And if you think anyone in your world will benefit from this message, share, share, share. Help me share this message with the world. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
You stand if I can,